Hey guys, Kris here. In this video, we're doing the Norwegian high-speed run in the Audi E-Tron GT. And guys, I really do think we're going to set a new record today that's going to be pretty hard to beat in the future, because this car can go so far on a charge and charges like there's no tomorrow. If you guys haven't seen my range, efficiency, and charging test, and also my 10 to 80% charging speed and charging time test, link in the description box down below, because according to the tests I have done, this car is unrivaled. So I really do think we're going to set a new record today. And guys, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. I'm Kris. I have this channel dedicated to testing EVs. I do range tests, efficiency tests, charging tests like this, which is a time attack over a route that is 615 kilometers. So the Norwegian high-speed run starts here at Circle K in Sandvika. We're going south to the train station in Kristiansand, and then we're going back again to this starting point. The whole point of the test is to complete a 615 kilometer route over motorway and high-speed country roads with, an average speed of around 100 kilometers an hour. That's about 60 miles an hour, as quickly as possible, because what that shows you guys and puts to the test is an EV's ability to travel over distance in the real world, where you are exceeding the range, because range, efficiency, and the last one, charging speed, is a major factor to see how quickly you can complete a trip. So guys, if these are the type of videos you like, please be sure to drop a like on the video down below, and also subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell for all the awesome and future content I have coming. But there is a caveat today, because though the conditions are pretty nice, 11 degrees Celsius now, and it is cloudy and dry and, quite calm winds, we should hit a headwind on the way down of about 1 to 2 meters per second. The forecast says it's going to start to rain in Kristiansand, so that may ruin things a lot for us. But still, even though we hit rainy weather, I think we're still going to be able to set a new record today, because this car is pretty awesome. So we're just currently charging to 100% stated charge here, and then we will be on our way. We have now been on the road for a little more than 50 minutes, guys. We just passed the exit to Tønsberg. The next town down here is Sandefjord. Tønsberg is, past this fence and a few kilometers east to the coast. Actually, Norway's oldest city, so a little bit of history and geography for you guys. And we're actually in the middle of Viking land in this area here in Vestfold. Down here, or in this direction, we have something called Åsgårdstranda and Åsgård. And if you guys have seen Thor and the Marvel films, you would have heard of Asgard, which is in Norwegian Åsgård, and that stems from this area, or this area is named after Old Norse or Viking mythology. But okay, that's enough of a history and a geography lesson. On to the actual information, and what's interesting about this trip is our consumption is now at 21.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Our temperature is now up to 14 degrees Celsius, and we have covered 89 kilometers. And according to the car, we have 302 kilometers of range left. And I have actually put the destination, or I have put the train station in Kristiansand as our destination. And when you do that, the GOM up there, the guessometer, which estimates the range, is actually very accurate, because it actually uses map data, it uses elevation, it uses weather, and all of that information. So that tends to be incredibly accurate, actually, at predicting our range. So that means at this pace, we will be able to go, a little less than 400 kilometers on a full charge, and that is what I predicted or thought of while setting off on this trip. But the motorway section ends about 40 kilometers here, and then we have patches of country lanes and then motorway. So our consumption is actually higher in the beginning of the trip, so we may be even able to eke out more than 400 kilometers. But the question today is, when do we stop to charge? Because this car has a peak speed of 270 kilowatts of charging. And if you guys have seen my 10 to 80% charging time and charging speed test, yeah, this thing is quite insane at charging. So we want to hit that peak speed, meaning we should stop at Ionity in Lilesson, the Ionity charger there, the 350 kilowatt chargers, to get a maximum speed. We won't be able to eke out that extra range, but this thing charges so fast that really won't matter, because our next destination would have been, Fortum in Tvedestrand, which I don't want to go to, because yeah, those chargers deliver a maximum of 110, 111 kilowatts. And then the next after that is Circle K in Bamble, and I think the maximum peak speed of those chargers are 150 kilowatts. Yeah, so I mean, even though if we are able to eke out that extra range, this car charges so fast. I mean, it's flat up till around 50% stated charge. We get about around 250 kilowatts of charging speed. So it really doesn't make any sense to try to eke out that extra range instead of stopping earlier to charge at that maximum speed. Are now in Kristiansand, and as you guys can see, it started to rain, well, not long ago, maybe like 10-15 minutes ago, so it's not too bad. The roads are a little bit wet, but it's just dripping ever so slightly, so it's not bad at all. But we've hit some traffic on our way here into Kristiansand. Seems like a lot of people are out on a Sunday trip on this Friday, hogging the left lane, and yeah, people not using their signals, like this guy who has like the 4 last turns, fails to use his signals. Yeah, people use your signals, your blinkers. It helps with traffic flow, it helps with safety. Like me, I'm gonna use my signal when I'm going into the left, thank you. Then he stops. Okay, so this is our turnaround point by the chargers here in downtown Kristiansand, by the train station. We're going to do a U-turn here, and then we're going to look at the time. So 3 hours and 12 minutes. Yeah, so a little bit of traffic. When we have a complete clean run, we are at 305, 306. But look at our consumption, guys. 20.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And then we have covered 307.8 kilometers, and then 94 kilometers an hour in average speed. And there is a few minutes in time difference between this and this. That is because I have stopped to go to the toilet on the way. And let's take a look at our state of charge. Here. There we go. So we are now at 26% stated charge. So yeah, plenty of juice. And guys, we have 108 kilometers of range left according to the car. Yeah, and that he's just gonna drive. Okay, he has to yield though. I don't know. Okay, yeah, 108 kilometers left according to the car, and we have covered 308 kilometers. That is 416 kilometers of range if we kept going. That is pretty insane, because I mean, as we said here, the conditions aren't the best. The temperature has not dropped. The lowest we've seen is actually around 9 degrees Celsius, and the highest is around 14. But yeah, let's head northeast again out of this rainy weather, because in Oslo and further north, we should have nicer weather. So the plan is now back on the motorway and then go to Ionity in Lilesson to top up at a 350 kilowatt charger. This is our exit 86 northeast on the E18 motorway. And yeah, so you can see here, guys, that the ground here isn't that wet as it was in Kristiansand. Hopefully meaning that when we get a little bit further north again, yeah, the rain will stop. We won't have any rainy weather. But this is our charging stop here. Circle K here, Lilesson, and then the Ionity chargers over here, which are basically the only 350 kilowatt chargers between Kristiansand and Larvik. And yeah, that is too far for us to get, even with this car. So we have the charging port here on the right side of the car. So we're gonna swing around here, I think like this, and then we're gonna get this one. This one is not working, but this one is working. Okay, I don't want to drive too far. Back up a bit. Okay, so Our consumption is now up a little bit, 20.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, 93 kilometers an hour in average speed, and 3 hours and 33 minutes on the road. Also, just check our state of charge quickly, and yeah, I think we can make this as a shortcut, but because we don't have the secondary screen down here, like on my Audi E-Tron, you have to press like 16 million times to get into the state of charge. Okay, we are at 19% state of charge. Turn off the ignition, and then we are going to, yeah, so the weather isn't too bad. Isn't too bad. Okay, so we have the charging port here. Like that. And then let's go ahead and connect the charger like this way. And then swipe our E-Tron card. Okay, we can do that now. Okay, payment approved. So let's see. So I calculated that we should go to around 70% state of charge to have enough juice to get back to our starting point. Because on the way back, we should have a slight tailwind. We had a headwind on the way down and a slight tailwind on the way up. And also maybe a little bit warmer temperatures as, you know, the day progresses. But yeah. Are we starting here? Yeah, it's a little bit slow, these E-Trons always to initialize charging, but around 70% state of charge is what we should go to. Maybe I'll go to like a little bit more just to be safe, like 71 or 72, but let's swing around the camera here, guys, and be ready to be amazed, hopefully. Okay, so yeah, we were at 19% state of charge, and you can see the speed immediately, boom, 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 240. Yeah, I mean, this is amazing, amazing. Even at 20% state of charge, if we were even lower, we would be getting even higher speeds. So 19 to 70% state of charge, yeah, that's gonna be very, very quick. So I'm going to have to go into the station quickly, buy something to drink, and buy something to eat, because I think this is basically a pit stop. We're already at 22% state of charge, so this isn't going to take much longer than maybe 15 or 16 minutes, guys. This is pretty insane. And yeah, just a quick look at the Audi E-Tron GT before we before I go in and buy something to eat and something to drink. This car is on 21-inch wheels, and the front tires are 265mm wide, but guys, take a look at the rear tires. These are 305s on these 21-inch wheels. So yeah, I mean, if this car had even smaller wheels, like 20s or 19s, you can even spec this car with 19s. I think they are then 225 in the front and 265 in the rears. But even with the 20s, which are like 245 in the fronts and 285 in the rears, you would have been able to get even better efficiency. So I mean, that efficiency, this car with four-wheel drive, and you know, it's quite a big car. You know, the footprint is quite long, it's quite wide, even though it's low. Yeah, that is pretty darn impressive. Okay, guys, so let's I'll catch up with you guys when we get back to Sandvika. Welcome back to Circle K in Sandvika, guys, and we arrived here with 0% battery left and 0 kilometers of range left according to the car. So yeah, I really eked out the absolutely most of the E-Tron GT under today's run, so I'm satisfied with that. And also the consumption, I'm quite satisfied with. 20.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers under today's run, which is impressive considering we actually had a little bit of rain today, maybe around half an hour or 40 minutes of actual rain. And then also the wheel and tire combination of this car is pretty insane with the 305mm rear tires. Even the fronts are 265mm wide. I mean, yeah. So that combined with the performance of this car, it being four-wheel drive, yeah, I mean, that's not bad at all because this is a very wide and long car. It's not a small car. And guys, this car on the motorway, the air suspension, even on these 21-inch wheels, I mean, this is one of the best riding cars I have ever driven. And it's also very quiet, even though this car doesn't have the double glazed glass. Okay, so you guys aren't here for that. You're here for the time. And guys, are you ready for the time? Okay, so the Audi E-Tron GT completed the Norwegian high-speed run in 6 hours and 45 minutes. 6 hours and 45 minutes. Yeah, I'm disappointed. I am disappointed because if you look at the chart below, we charged for 19 minutes. That is the quickest charging session we have ever had on this run. But the reason why we weren't able to beat the Volkswagen ID3 Pro S with the 77 kilowatt hour battery pack, that car clocked in at 6 hours and 43 minutes, is because of traffic. Yeah, so we had a little bit of traffic around Arendal and Grimstad on our way down and on our way back, and also a little bit on our way into Kristiansand, and then on our way back here in Drammen. We hit some very bad traffic. We were down to about 20 kilometers an hour. And you know, all of those traffic pockets on this route accumulates to, accumulates to some time. And some people have been complaining that, you know, I'm getting different times even though the charging sessions seem to dictate that a car should be quicker, but that is because of traffic. And guys, this is a real world test to show you guys how long you have to charge, how will it go with charging, what kind of problems will you have, and also to see, you know, what speed we are able to get. I mean, you know, the time. And all of those variables are what you will encounter in the real world. So this isn't a scientific test. I know Bjørn Nyland, or Tesla Bjørn, does a run where he doesn't have traffic, where he goes on a stretch of motorway where he can, you know, compare the times, you know, like almost in a lab condition. I don't do that. So if you want, you know, a very, very accurate test, I would suggest, you know, checking out Bjørn's 1,000 kilometer challenge, because that is similar to what I do here, but without, you know, all the variables. And you can probably compare the times much better on his board. But what I'm showing is not only, you know, not only to compare the times, because, you know, if you take the charging out of the equation, this trip should take around 6 hours and 18 minutes. 6 hours and 18 minutes, 6 hours and 20 minutes is what you should be able to cover this route with. So, you know, under different conditions with 90 minutes of charging, we should be able to, you know, we should be able to do this run in about 6 hours and 37 minutes. So I mean, it's only 8 minutes in it. It's not the end of the world. But I think, you know, looking at the chart, comparing the cars, you can kind of get a very good idea to see where the cars stack up against each other, and also that charging time and the consumption. So we're collecting a lot of data here, and it's a bit of fun because this is a race. It is a time attack, and pitting these cars against each other. But like in the real world, where most of you people probably are using your EVs, you have traffic, you have where do you have to stop to charge, what kind of charging speed can you get from the chargers, what chargers are vacant. I mean, when I did the run in the ID4 the last time, the second run, we stopped at Ionity in Larvik, and yeah, we had to stop and wait like half an hour, 40 minutes for vacant chargers because they were upgrading that station. So these are the real encounters you people will get with driving an EV on a long trip. And that's what I want to portray, the EV lifestyle. I mean, the time and that whole fun thing of, you know, trying to beat the time is a byproduct of this test, because the essence of this test is what range can you get. You know, we were able to, if we didn't have to stop to charge, or, you know, we're just on a normal trip, we could go over 400 kilometers at today's pace with this car, and that is amazing. What kind of range efficiency do we get? You know, the consumption, what kind of charging speed do we get? And also today we weren't able to get as high charging speed at those Ionity chargers as we were when I did my 10 to 80% charging time and charging speed test. From 60 to 70% state of charge, we only got around 100 kilowatts. And then connecting to this 150 kilowatt charger, now at 61%, we are clocking in at 174 kilowatts. That is what we got at 0%. So even though this charger here is labeled with 150 kilowatts, we have been getting from 0% state of charge up until 62% state of charge, 174 kilowatts. So these are real world, you know, tests and advice that you people can bring with you while, you know, taking your EV out on a long trip, or maybe you're not even there where you have bought an EV yet. You're considering buying an EV. This will give you know, a peek into the world of EV driving. So that was kind of a bit of a rant, but I wanted to clear a few things up about the chart down below and the times. And I mean, I could do the test that Björn's doing, but Björn already does that test. I want to do different type of videos than what he does. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always guys, please subscribe. See you guys later and goodbye.
Cloudless skies in the middle.